we can go backpacking. Not too far from OKC.
So anyway, but welcome
with some
to Hearth
buffalo.
Hammer.
Get some.
Those just joining, we are full of shenanigans this evening.
Oh, so sweet.
I miss it.
Everyone's saying goodnight.
Where's our child?
Say goodnight.
Where's our child?
Good night.
Everyone's saying goodnight to their children.
I don't. Sorry.
Oh,
I'm
Barbie doesn't
looking
want
for
our
it.
camera.
Good night, children.
Go ahead. All right.
Children.
That's mommy.
She's trying to drag mommy in. There's mommy.
Hi, I'll say hi.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
God. London.
It's a family show.
Hey, this is a family-friendly show.
Bye.
We won't apologize for it.
Love you.
They are.
Good night. What did our stream devolve into?
I don't know.
It's okay.
I feel like I'm camping. I just had a bug of some sort of beetle on me. The flaws of streaming in a
That was
garage.
your wife. I can't believe you would say that.
He's out of earshot.
Why are we not recording this?
Oh, we are.
Can you clip
I haven't
that
got the
mod
notification.
extraordinaire?
Well, I'm not recording the audio. I'm already recording the video.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm gonna go ahead and clip that he just called his wife a bug.
Yes.
I don't
clip
think I
it.
did that.
Mrs. Reborn is
Recording in
clipping
progress.
Okay.
Got it.
We are now recording
Now it's recording.
the audio for the podcast. Welcome to Hearth and Hammer. If you're just joining us, it is episode 31. We are a family-friendly D&D show, and thank you for joining us. We're a little late starting this evening because all the shenanigans have ensued with family time and flannel time, and it's great. It's great. We're just excited to be here. So, and we hope you are excited to be here in the chat. I see Igsley already and Mrs. Reborn. Thank you.
Yep.
Absolutely. We've also had special appearances by Mrs. Austin LCG and Mrs. Heels and Little Heels.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I actually have the
Um,
same toy, Austin, but I feel like it'd waste too much time for me to go get it.
I have the exact same toy too.
we are all wearing
I do too.
very similar
That's-
flannel shirts this evening.
Yeah.
Uh,
All of us are wearing flannel
or
shirts
pants,
in the right stuff.
because, you know, some of them are just pants and not actually a shirt, but you're welcome.
I don't think anyone would have noticed, honestly.
It's okay.
I thought it was a cutoff shirt.
I thought it was a shirt.
It's my
not
cutoff
gonna lie.
flannel. That's what it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the true lumberjack
Real
flannel.
people don't wear sleeves.
Are we just not going to
This is
talk about the fact
probably-
that she's just handing him random stuff at this point?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's the
It's
dog.
a dog.
Just like starts climbing onto him.
People better clip this.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Just handing him everything in the room. This is perfect.
This
Yeah,
is why we look forward
it's
to
a sword.
Tuesday nights.
Yes.
Thank you, Alyssa. Oh my gosh. This is
Oh,
fantastic.
2 swords.
Yes.
He's armed.
Oh
This
my
is
goodness.
what he looked like when we went shopping.
This is fantastic. If you have missed our most recent episodes, we did have a Star Wars one-shot last night that did feature
Yes.
our very own super mod, Mrs. Reborn Crusader. Thank you so much for
Mhm.
joining us. It was a blast, figuratively and literally. Yeah, and so I know that the people who were here for that really enjoyed it, as did I. But we have the whole Heroes of Pupperduke here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and we are diving back into the Underdark. And I could not be more excited because I have definitely, well, see, you can't even see it. That's the beauty of it.
He disappeared.
Yeah, look
I
at
have
that.
created an entire
Magic.
map.
Oh, that's one of those like
I have
magical
mapped
maps
out
that
the
disappear.
Underdark that we will be
Wow.
exploring, and I am very excited for it.
The sad thing
Anyway.
is when we die halfway through the map that you
You know what? That's okay. If we don't get to, part of this, I think we'll be okay. But still, I'm really excited about it. We are on episode 31, like we mentioned. You can also catch podcasts and VODs on YouTube or wherever you can find podcasts. They are a little behind. I apologize. I can actually talk about it now that I have been transitioning my job, so that's fantastic. But that's been taking up a lot of my spare time. So,
As it should.
as it should, right. You can also check out the creators of our amazing music and sound effects that is 100% royalty-free, monumentstudios.net. That's monumentstudios.net, ladies and gentlemen, where you can get signed up for Fantasy Plus, their monthly subscription that is a soundboard that includes all of their sound effects and music. It is amazing. You can upload stuff as well, but again, it's all royalty-free. It is movie quality. I'm not even kidding. They're amazing. They also have an all-in-one bundle that you can purchase and get monthly updates for anything new that they put out. So we appreciate them. # not sponsored
Yet.
yet. But
Yet.
monumentstudios.net, check them out for sure. Now, with that, join us by the hearth as we forge a new adventure and dive back into the Underdark. All right.
Little baby. Oh, so little.
Also, we would like to offer, before we start,
I need
a
another baby.
huge congratulations. That would be Austin's wife. That was perfect.
Yes.
His face reaction was great.
I'm just right here.
Our very
Aw.
own Noah, congratulations. His child was born
Baby from
yesterday.
here.
And we are so excited to welcome the little baby to the family.
Man, this
That's a
party
big
is
yawn.
going to grow really, really
This
big.
party
Yeah.
is huge. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
We've got kids going to start
You know what?
Oh
playing.
my gosh.
Wives going to start playing.
Mhm.
Is that a
have-
Harry Potter onesie?
It is. It is.
Yeah, I can
That's
tell.
awesome.
Nice.
Mhm.
Oh
Just
my
say Dumbledore.
Already
god.
getting that one last time.
Yeah. Yeah, we have to. He's gonna go through his newborn clothes very quick, so we're trying
That's
to
right.
get him in all of his
Welcome,
onesies
Noodle.
as quick
Thank
as we
you.
can.
This is freeform D&D.
He's a hefty
right,
boy.
ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely a cutie.
Yeah. Noodle, big congrats to Noah. Born yesterday.
Yep, Noah was born yesterday. We'll be
Noah
able to tell
was
by the way
born
Blaine is. Uh-huh.
By the clean baby face he has
It's
now.
a fresh level 1 character right there.
Well, I drove 2.5 hours to work, and then she called me and said, you know, baby's coming. So then I had to drive
Yes.
2.5 hours back, and of course I
Oh my
shaved, so had to be all clean shaven.
That's right.
I was trying to see how much I could grow my beard out.
It's
okay.
You grew it to the baby.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Austin will not be able to roll dice this evening, so Alyssa's going to have to stay there. And
Yeah.
He's
the dice
probably
for
better
him.
off that at that point. He might actually live.
Right.
You can still attack.
that's right.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
my
he
goodness.
can't roll dice, but he
Um,
also can't adjust his damage counter. So I mean, this is kind of a win-win.
That's true.
Hey, our DM can do that for him.
Alyssa's about to
Yeah,
attack
that's true.
him.
Alyssa is going to take
She's gonna kill him.
taking him out.
She's making her demands knowing
I don't
about
think I
the
can
other
say what
baby.
she said.
This is
Yeah, she's like-
fantastic, guys. You don't even know. We're
I said,
we're not really sorry for the delay, but
Not at all.
She's like, I get another baby or you die. One
That's
of the
literally what
two.
she said. She
Yes.
said
yeah.
she pulled the sword up to my throat and said, "You will give me another baby."
Yes.
You guessed it.
Oh goodness gracious.
that was the obvious answer.
Yes, of course.
Well, when you bring a cute little baby like Noah just did into the,
Yeah.
all the moms are like, oh, babies.
Yep.
Kelsey was not. She from the get-go was like, I'm gonna have one baby, and then afterwards she's like, yeah,
Noodle
one baby, I'm done. We'll adopt the rest. When she's already done one adoption and knows how painless it is, like physically, emotionally kind of painful, but physically painless. She's like, I'll go with that.
All
Works
right.
better.
All right. Well, let's have our recap, shall we? Last time on Hearth and Hammer, the adventurers began their journey into the Underdark, stepping out of the dark door at the bottom of the winding path out of the hero's haven. After initially fumbling in the dark, Jace is given dark vision by Pete for the remainder of the day, providing the group with the ability to see without light. After traveling through the echoing cavern for a while, the heroes discovered an underground river and a dock with a barge tied safely for loading stolen goods. The party agreed to travel along the river and traveled for about an hour before realizing that it was late in the day and stopping to rest. Upon finding a good landing, the heroes used the poles in the barge to move over to the shore, and as they clambered out of the boat, were immediately attacked by hidden monsters that appeared to be part of the stalactites and stalagmites of the cave. After a close call and several grappling moments with the underground monsters, the crew dispatched them and were safe from immediate danger. There we pick up. And the heroes of Hubberduke, what would you like to do?
Okay, so I'm adding don't trust rocks to my entire thought process through these caves.
I don't
Yes,
think my
that
mom
was-
hit me with that kind of rock. I would have not walked away.
Isn't rocks
No.
just like
I figured.
old dirt? I went into a third and exit. Isn't it I don't even remember my voice now. Rocks just old dirt? Doing it again.
No, that's not entirely how that works.
I'm pretty
That's-
sure
think
a lot of
dirt
dirt
that's what I
is
would know.
old rocks.
You've got to be in
Yeah, I
like
think
the
dirt is old
same.
rocks.
Let me put it this way.
Yes.
Big rocks are called mountains, and the baby rocks, the smaller rocks, are their babies. Okay?
Well, called thirded.
So they're all just rocks.
Isn't dirt
What
then
is-
just really tiny rocks?
Yes, that seems like a thing.
Not dirt.
Is it?
You can call these two
there's-
dirt now since we crushed them.
What happened to the druid?
I think we broke Pete.
Pete's broken.
He's turned into a rock.
The face is great. Nope, he's not allowed to come back. He has to stay that way the rest of the time.
He's back. He's back, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh no!
No! Please clip that. Please clip
Yeah,
that. That was
clip
the
that.
greatest.
That'll be on the internet forever. Thanks.
That was amazing, mind you.
Yes, that was great.
How come everybody's name tag is on except Pete's?
I don't need one. They know who I am.
Deep Rose.
He broke
That is
it.
a good question.
Everybody knows who he is. Hey, I'll tell you this. What time is it?
It's about nighttime, judging by my order of timekeeping or whatever it's called.
I'd probably say we secure this here breach and go ahead and probably make camp for the night.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
Yes. Sleep next to the dead rocks. Yes,
Hey,
that's- yeah.
Jace, if you don't care to poke the rest of the rocks, just to make sure.
And Jace just turns and looks at the rocks, shakes his head, nah.
All right, let us know when you're like done with your techie stuff. So, are you good?
Oh, we're good. You guys are good.
Oh, okay, okay.
Seth,
I'm probably gonna
gonna-
go around and scout, make sure there's no more rock monsters. Just kind of poke at rocks and
Okay.
I'm
make sure
gonna
they don't come at me.
double check and make sure the boat is securely tied off, and because we kind of.
So, Theoden, we'll go ahead and roll a perception check.
Oh no, my strong suit. Oh, I start off with a nat 1, baby. I found a wall,
Ooh.
just like Rowan.
You got that out of the way.
You know what? You didn't even find a wall because there's not even walls here. It's just you trip over some stalactites and stalagmites. You know, whichever the one is on the floor. I forget.
Stalagmite is on the
mites.
floor.
That's
Stalactite
right. Doesn't
has
know.
to hold on
That's
tight
it.
to the roof.
But Theoden
Jordan
doesn't know that.
what it is either.
So he is tripped over them, and he's actually lost the two creatures. He doesn't know where the two creatures are that you previously fought. They look.
Starts
Does he
swinging
start-
his hammer around.
Yeah,
Does he start fighting the stalagmite
Yes.
that tripped him, thinking it's one of the?
he does. He does absolutely. Roll for an attack.
All right,
Natural 20.
a 2. I am not
Nice.
doing this dice
So
the rest of
he
the night.
tries to swing his hammer at the stalagmite, and he misses completely. And
Guys, that dice is in dice jail now.
Okay.
Don't blame you.
A 1 and a 2. That's the one that
So-
was killing it
Mhm.
last week.
Theoden, you actually hit a stalactite,
Of course I do.
and
Bring it
it
down on me.
cracks and it falls on you, and you take
Yeah. 600 points of damage.
Idiot damage.
2 points of damage.
Oh, boys. Need to go to bed. This flannel is why I can't roll.
Also, did you ever put away your shield?
I know it's hovering around me.
Okay.
Well,
I think it lasts for what it was 1 minute, right? Isn't it something like that?
1 minute, yes. Or
So
at
it
least
probably
a-
would have came
So
down.
it's
by then.
probably yeah. So,
Probably would have clambered as I fell over and the stalagmite dropped on me. Shield, on top
Hit
of
you in the
that
head.
falls down on me and hits me too.
totally.
Jace, since you have some dark vision left, do you want to take first watch on the camp?
Yes. Yeah, I do believe that'd be best. Because I imagine here shortly I will not be able to see anything at all.
Yeah,
That's
when that
always
happens,
so
you
much
can just
fun.
wake up the next person, and that'll be good for continuing the cycle.
It's
Alright, so here's
whoever
this,
I stumble
whenever
into, I'll wake them up.
Either whenever you go blind or whenever you want. Here's the stone that I'm using to tell what time it is, and just use your better judgment. We can pass this around for everyone to know what time their shift's supposed to be over.
It's an 8-hour
course, yes.
spell, correct? On the dark
Yes.
vision.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you guys have probably only been traveling for about 6 hours, so I would
He is-
say
Yeah.
he was if he took first watch, he'd be able to have dark vision through that first watch. So
Okay.
I'll take second.
okay.
I'll take third and fourth.
Excellent.
Jace.
Uh,
So if you
Sam,
guys
is
are
that
all
your-
laying down to
I'll go to
take a
sleep.
rest, Jace, go ahead and roll a perception check for the first
God, I got
watch.
the roll. I forgot. I'm gonna get us killed, guys. When I go.
It'll be a 16.
Okay. So you sit there in the dark. You hear the river water flowing by with kind of it's louder than just like a gurgling stream. It's a river, definitely, but it's not flowing so fast that it's like kind of a rushing river where it's like overpowering all of the sound. So you can hear kind of behind you, like water dripping in different parts of this cavern that you're in. You hear the soft snores of your party members, but otherwise, all is calm. So,
Okay.
you finish your shift and go to wake up the
Yeah.
next person.
Yeah. Hey, wake up. It's your time to take over watch. I can't hardly see a thing at this point.
Okay. All right.
All right. Listen, if anything goes awry during your watch, yell loudly, because I'm not going to be able to see a thing when I wake up.
I won't
Lord.
use that to my advantage.
Yes, I know. I must.
Enjoy your sleep,
In this.
Eric.
Yes, I will do that.
Rest up. We may need your spells soon enough. Hey.
Indeed.
I'm just gonna sit here and kind of ponder about, being in the mountain and the rocks, and it's probably been quite a while since Thurden's been in a mountain cave for a while. He's probably been out on patrol quite a bit, before he stopped being with his paladin troop. So it's been a bit since he's had to be in the Underdark or anywhere near the Underdark. So it's kind of nice.
Yeah. How does Theoden feel about it? It's just that it's nice to be back? Do you kind of have that sense of home almost?
I mean, I guess Thurden's probably getting that. He would probably look at his group of just like misfit guys who have all come together from different, walks. People he would probably never have ventured into the Underdark with before, and probably would think back onto his paladin troop and how this is starting to feel more of like a paladin troop, and being around friends like that would make even this nasty, dingy cave that we're in, this little area off to the side, would start to feel a little bit like home. I mean, he'd start to feel, like maybe he notices a little bit of a beard on Jace, like a dwarf would have. Looks at the halfling. He could hold his ale. Kind of scratches his head at the elves. Maybe we'll fatten him up in the morning.
All right. Go ahead
Both
and roll
elves,
perception for your.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll a perception for your watch.
Oh Lord, come on! I forgot I wasn't rolling through my hammer, and I'm now gonna roll
There's
a
your
different
problem.
dice even through the hammer. I'm not rolling that dice ever. Guys, I can't make this crap up tonight. That's a nat 1.
All right.
I'm sorry, I just got all of us killed. But good thing, the new campaign will start real soon.
Yes, there we go.
Indeed. Okay, so Theoden, you wake up and you sit there and start to think about, just being back in the mountains, and you're contemplating, kind of like how far you guys have come since meeting in Hupperduke those months ago. And as you're just sitting there contemplating, you've got your back against a stalagmite here in a circle, not too far off from the boat, and you're really tired, and you just drift off into a deep and comforting sleep. You begin to hear you don't know where it's coming from, but you feel like you start to hear the sounds of a hammer hitting an anvil. And it doesn't alarm you, but it's out of place. But at the same time, it's comforting, and it's something that you feel like is right. Lee, you wake up from your trance, and you hear Theoden snoring. Loud. It is. I mean, it's like you feel like the stones are vibrating around you. No one appears to be awake as you come out of your trance. What do you do?
I think first I just wake up and kind of look around real quick. and just see if anything out of the normal is going on.
Okay. Roll a perception check.
I'm gonna roll with my new dice, made of metal, hefty. Perception. Ooh,
Sounded hefty. Not gonna lie.
13. Or sorry, 23. 18 plus 5, 23.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
You subtracted there instead of adding for the first
Yeah.
I was like, you sounded really happy about rolling a 13.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you wake up and it's still pitch black. You hear the river of this underground, you know, the underground river. You hear the water rushing. Like I said, that sound, like Theoden, you're really shocked that nothing has eaten you, honestly. But strangely enough, you guys are kind of on this little secluded shelf just off of the river. As you look around, you notice that it doesn't look like it kind of goes anywhere. But then you notice towards the back of this shelf, what looks like, because you rolled a, what was it, 25?
23.
23. It's over 20. You notice
Nice.
that there is some sort of recess in the back of the cave there.
First thing I'm going to do is take Theoden's hat. I'm assuming he's wearing it.
It's kind of slumped to the side. The feather from the magic feather that's stuck in it is like it's like backwards. So the hat's backwards. So rather than being out behind him, it's out in front of him, and the feathers, it's like the.
I'm going to take it and I'm going to find a stalagmite
where it's, like,
nearby and
glowing.
set it on top of the stalagmite.
Okay, just
Try
one
to
nearby.
get one that's kind of like taller, kind of looks faintly like some sort of humanoid maybe.
Perfect.
No.
right.
And then I'm gonna go ahead and go check out how the recess isn't too far away, right?
Roll a stealth check for me.
With advantage because he has a nat 1 on
With
perception.
advantage. With advantage.
All right, I rolled the same one twice, but that'd be 14.
Okay, yeah, you're able to get the hat and do that. So, okay, so like I said, you've successfully placed Theoden's magnificent pink hat on a stalagmite.
Then the recess. I mean, this isn't like a very large. The recess isn't like 50 feet away or anything.
No, it's probably 30 feet to the back.
Okay, so I'm gonna go check
very-
out the recess. Then.
Okay.
I
Are
won't
you-
wake anybody else up.
Okay. So are you trying to step quietly? Are you just walking over there? I mean, it's
I'll stealth.
okay.
I'll
Go
stealth.
ahead and roll me a stealth check then for the searching.
Okay, if I keep getting cocked rolls or outside of the thing. Okay, that is a 15.
15? Okay.
Yeah.
You're fairly certain that you're a pretty quiet person as an elf, and you're able to weave your way through the stalactites and stalagmites to the back of this kind of recess off of the river. It's not very large, but you notice that there's this recess that kind of curves around just a little bit. As you take a step in and you peer through, there's actually what looks like a kind of gently sloping upward tunnel, if you will.
I'll go about 25 feet in.
Okay.
See if I notice anything.
Okay. About 25 feet. You're starting to kind of level off a little bit. It looks like there's still a little bit of a rise. As you see, it looks like it kind of goes and kind of comes down.
Okay. I'm going to go back to our camp, and I'm going to go... gonna wake up Pete.
Okay. At the
Hey.
are you wake him up at like the 2-hour mark, or you?
No, I'm gonna wake him up
immediately?
just.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Pete.
Yeah, wait. Is it my shift?
Yeah. It's your shift.
All right.
I found a little tunnel. I'm just gonna go a little ways and see if it goes anywhere. If you hear me yell, that's what I'll be. And I'm just gonna kind of point to the tunnel and or the recess and show them where it's at. If it goes much further than a couple hundred feet in, I'm gonna turn back and wait till the morning and we can all go through.
All right. Well, I guess doesn't sound like a great idea to me, but I guess yell really loud if you need me to wake you or not.
Yeah, I'll yell. So I'm fully rested, by the way, so I can click long rest.
Yes. Go ahead and click long
Okay.
rest, as the elf can do.
Yep. Brings me up 30 hit points and gives me all my
Yeah, you took a beating.
key points.
last fight.
So I'm gonna go ahead and go a couple hundred feet in stealthing.
Okay.
Just kind of following it along. If it goes that long.
Okay. So at the 25-foot mark, it was still rising, but you could see a little further. Granted, you can still only see, I think, 60 feet with dark vision.
Yeah.
It's pitch black. So you can see about 60 feet ahead. It still looks like it's rising, but it's rather than rising as steeply, it's starting to level off.
Okay.
So you keep going, and about the 50-foot mark, you feel like you're on pretty level ground.
Okay.
You keep going, and it's a pretty worn floor, and there doesn't seem to be any stalactites or stalagmites in this kind of tunnel. It does appear to be a pretty uniform-shaped tunnel, not carved or anything per se, but it's not like hanging down and stuff as much. You get to about 75 feet and it starts to slope downwards. You begin to follow that, and you get to about 100 feet and it starts to it's sloping further down. About 120 feet, you reach actually kind of the bottom of this downward slope. And you come to a kind of T formation in this tunnel, to where that goes onward to the left and onward to the right.
I'm gonna do a perception check, see if I notice anything, like any sounds, any lights, anything like that down either side.
All right.
That would be 7.
It's pitch black down both tunnels.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and turn back, go back to the camp.
Okay.
Hey, Pete. The tunnel keeps going on a little ways and then hits a T. I decided to go ahead and stop there. If you wanted to go back to sleep, I'll finish the watch. I think this might be a good area. This might be where we're unloading everything, actually. It seems like a pretty worn path.
I thought you said it was my watch.
Yeah, your watch is over.
All right, whatever.
That's nothing.
Then I'm going to use the remaining time to get out the map and the cartography stuff and just kind of work a little bit on the map before my memory. I'm going to do all the finishing touches once we're out, but try to get as much stuff down.
Go ahead and roll a dexterity check for me.
So that's a 16.
You're able to remember pretty clearly the kind of general twists and turns that the river took as you followed it for the last hour before you landed on this shelf. Obviously, the river keeps going down through the tunnel, but that's, obviously you don't know how far that goes. So from the door of the Hero's Haven, you're able to recreate the map.
Okay. Then I'm just gonna kind of sit after I get done with it.
Okay.
Go ahead. Have we been passing around the watch at this point?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll one
Or-
more. Go ahead and roll one more perception check for the last watch.
13 or no 11.
11. Okay. As you sit there, you notice the two corpses of these stalagmite-looking creatures, with their long tendrils kind of sticking off of them, still limp and not moving. Nothing has changed, but they're there, and you see what could have been a much worse situation if they had maybe pulled you out of the boat into the water, or separated the party as some of you were pulled and the rest floated down the river. Could have been much worse. But as it stands, you guys were able to make it through. It appears there's not much else on this shelf, and you're able to get to the end of your 8 hours, and with that watch, with that orb kind of timer in hand, it starts to peak up and look like it's getting a little bit of it's hard to see, but it looks like it's getting lighter on the orb itself. Not that it's emitting light, but it's like kind of showing what looks to be like a sunrise. That it's now morning, and you all have completed a long
At that point, I
rest.
kind of go around, start waking everybody up. Get ration. Theoden, where's your hat?
Hey, we've been robbed in the middle of the night.
Make a perception check.
Me?
Yes, Theoden.
Oh Lord.
Nat 1, Nat 1, Nat 1.
17.
They took
17? Or you turn around and you see it sitting gently placed on a stalagmite about 10 feet away.
If they took my dirt, there's gonna be things to pay. Take it through my bags.
Walk over.
What?
I snatch it and I eyeball Jace.
You said that. Where are you?
Jeez. I have my goggles on probably at this point. Now that I've woken back up, and I walk over and I'll cast
Hello?
Blind Sight on him again.
Okay. All right.
I don't smell coffee yet.
Hey Jace, keep your bloody hands
Sir.
to yourself in the middle of the night.
Where are you?
You'll find out soon.
What do you
enough.
mean where is he? You can see him now. Unless you're
They
just
cast.
open your eyes.
No, I don't have dark vision.
Yeah, just
No,
cast it.
he just
Alright.
cast it on you.
He just cast it on you.
Oh, you cast him. Oh, whoa. I was not ready. Warning next time.
I know it's his
Wait.
face.
When I get vision back, the first thing I want to see is not Theoden. All right?
Did
I'm
you
standing in front
purposely
of him.
turn it off, or did it turn off on accident, Austin? We can't hear you.
Go into silence.
It was
Muted
an
as
accident.
well.
Okay, it worked out really well because he was like, I can't see anybody. Then your screen went black. I'm like, that's clever, Austin.
Well played.
Okay. All right.
All right, this is
So-
better.
You can see, once again, since you all had a cold camp for the night, you're able to pull out some of your rations that you did gather before you journeyed down here and have a cold breakfast. How would
During
you
my
like to
watch, I noticed that there's a recess over here. It's a cave system that goes about.
A recess, like where kids take a break and play games.
I suppose kids could take a break in there.
Yes.
I
This is
anybody
the kind
could
of
probably
place
take
kids
a
should
break.
play.
I don't think there's
Is there like a
limit on the
swing
age.
set or something?
Is there a
Swing?
swing
Is
set
there like
over there?
Hey, or chair.
Where is it? Take me now.
Where's the chair?
Is there? Well, like, is there an? Can you like go down it and quickly on your behind? Like
Well,
yeah,
it
slide
goes up
down
initially and then it flattens off. Maybe coming back you could slide down. But
Yeah. Hello, right. Sounds like a recess to me, I suppose.
Sounded like a
It goes
correct
in
answer.
a little while, and then it splits into a T. I didn't want to go too far without the rest of the party, though.
Oh,
So it looked like a pretty
very
worn
wise.
path. I don't know if this might have been where they were.
It was a one path. I do believe that also was a correct answer.
I'm so confused.
Are you guys
Are we
hearing?
not hearing the ding?
Yes. Hey, good night.
These sound effects were not provided by Money Studios.
I tighten my hat down and I'm like, all right. Lee,
All right.
where's the path?
I point over to it.
Hey. Are we all ready?
Yes. I believe we are.
JC, you stick with me. I wasn't feeling great after that last fight. I'm just going to walk by you this time.
Yes. Huh?
I think
All
the
right.
shield's not good enough for
Very
you.
well,
now,
then.
Druid, huh?
All right. Which,
You're more than
are you
welcome
guys
to walk
heading
back here
into
too.
the,
It's just healer,
into the
fence.
tunnel?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. What's the marching order?
I'll go in front.
I'll go after him.
How big is it? How big is it? Like, could me and Lee
It's
walk side by
about-
side, or is it one dwarf wide?
One dwarf, two elf.
It's about probably 5 to 7 feet. So I mean, you could probably try to squeeze in next to each other. But
I'll walk up
comfortably it'd be a
front.
single
Yeah.
file.
I'll walk up front.
I'll be in the back with Pete probably right beside me or maybe right in front of me.
So right here at this T, as we start to approach it, I wasn't quite sure. I
Hold on,
didn't
so
want to.
what's the order again? Theoden.
Lee should be right behind me.
Mhm.
I'm gonna
I'll
guess
be behind
Rowan's
Lee.
probably in the middle, yeah, and then you've got Pete and Jace in the back.
Jace, don't forget to restock spells if you're interested.
Good call.
Yeah. Also, make sure you did take your long rest. The long
Yep.
rest should reset your spells. But yes, if you
Yep,
need to
yep.
change spells, do that.
So it breaks off on two different paths up here. I wasn't quite sure. I didn't want to venture too far ahead without the rest of y'all. But I'm not quite sure which direction we should go. I didn't see any light or hear anything down either pathway.
Okay. So which direction do you choose? Left or right?
Can I roll a perception to try to hear something?
Sure.
To look around. Going tiny dice for my first roll today.
Oh,
18 plus 5. So 23.
Okay.
nice roll.
So you hear the river behind you, and kind of the shuffling, breathing. The river is muted, obviously, having walked about 120 feet away. But you don't see anything down either tunnel. They're both still pitch black. You can see about 60 feet. It's pretty even ground. So
Could I do a survival check to try to see which one looks a little bit more worn?
sure.
All right.
Guys, I got nothing.
Yeah, I got 6.
Okay. They both look pretty equally worn.
Perhaps we want to flip a coin.
Sure.
Actually,
Alright.
hold on. We had a note from Scrit saying find the Kobold City, right?
Hey,
Yes.
Give me a second. And as I was preparing, or as I'm re-preparing my spells and things for the day, I'm gonna cast Locate Animals or Plants at whatever level that can be.
Okay. And let's see.
And I'll tell you what it is. All right. As a ritual, one action, instantaneous, I can describe or name a specific kind of beast or plant. Concentrating on the voice of nature in my surroundings, I learn the direction and distance to the closest creature or plant of that kind within 5 miles, if any are present.
Okay.
So I'm going to ritual cast this and speak kobolds.
Okay. You cast the spell, and you sense something, probably bordering on the edge of that 5 miles, and you get that it's in front of you. That's it.
So there's paths on either side, and I'm feeling it in front of me.
Doesn't say. Doesn't give you any indication as far as which direction, because it's not a find the path.
Well, it is a direction though.
It's a direction, exactly.
Yeah.
In front.
So
of
that's what I'm asking. Just with my orientation, is it like I'm facing a wall and I'm like, oh, they're that way?
Yep, you're facing a wall.
Okay. Well, I can tell you, is there somewhere this direction?
Hey,
Oh, is it one of
Well,
those
excellent.
fancy
Yeah.
walls?
No,
pick one
that's
and
right.
let's go.
Well,
Alright.
this is actually excellent information because this could mean several things. So, we do know that when we first came to Happaduke, that kobolds were what was being used as their foot soldiers. So we could also be getting close to the drow we're looking for.
I'm gonna inspect that wall.
It feels pretty far off. Like I think it's like on the edge of my range that I can sense it, but it is
Investigate.
somewhere this way.
Well,
So, Hammer,
and it seems
we
like
go right. Ulalot, Signet, we go left.
Hey,
Yeah, of course.
Rolled a 15 for my wall inspection.
Trust it to the gods.
So,
An
it's a
insight,
hammer. We go right.
An 18 on the wall
a
inspection.
hammer. Morden's
16.
favor leads us to the right.
I'm
Okay.
still looking at this wall.
Yes.
So you inspect. this
Right is
wall,
always right.
and it looks worn. It's smooth. You get the sense there might be some sort of like marks that it was worked, but not. It's not like fake or hollow or anything. So.
As he's doing this, I just whisper to Pete. He really knows his walls, doesn't he?
Build them up, build them high, and let anyone in.
All right. Well, Morden has blessed us with a hammer, so we go right. And I just start heading down the right path.
But what if left was right? Is right right?
And it wouldn't be right, would it? Right is always right.
So you're heading right.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm already behind Theoden down the path a little way at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys continue to the right. Again, still pitch black. And you travel for about half an hour. You do realize it starts to slope downward. Again, just a little bit.
When we notice the change in topography as we're going down, I'm just gonna whisper back to Lee to, hey monk, make sure you got your bow ready just in case things go crazy. I'm gonna block up the tunnel. Y'all just smash whatever's in front of me.
Aye, now I'll go ahead and pull out my bow and have it at the ready as we're moving.
I'll have hammer in hand,
Theoden, roll a perception.
shield in the other. Oh gosh. That was leaning.
And Lee, you go ahead and roll for me as well.
Okay.
Guys, tonight is not my night.
Wait, I'm not rolling with advantage. I don't know why I
Nope,
rolled
just
twice.
perception.
Okay. 15.
Okay. Theoden, you're leading the way, confident as you go.
Yeah.
Lee, you realize that Anwin is riding on the back of Theoden's hat.
Man, that's where I have to roll a 2. Come on to this thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, you realize after about half an hour, Lee, that that you do start to hear. You do start to hear water again a little bit.
Okay. I'll convey this to everybody else.
Okay. So as you continue on, you get about another half an hour down this tunnel, and it does open up into a cavern again. You're kind of in. You think now you're in what might be. Well, roll an intelligence check for me,
Which one of us?
Lee. Or Ther.
Natural 20!
Lee's got it covered.
That's fine.
Lee, you are pretty certain that you have found the path that's connected somewhere from the one that you saw going alongside the river. Because as you come out into this cavern, you're still really on kind of a narrow pathway, and the stalactites and stalagmites are kind of connected, but they break, and they kind of give this like windowed view, and you can see the river now down on your right a little bit, like kind of down a little bit of a hill. Yeah, again, just in this cavern, and it's going the same direction that you are.
Okay. Hey, I
It's
think I
flowing
found.
the same direction you are.
So this is we're back on the river further down than we were before. Okay.
Yes.
Like we didn't move. We didn't come back in. Okay.
Right. So you with the natural 20, you're fairly certain that had you gone left, you might have circled back around.
Okay.
So, congratulations. You're still going the same direction as the river.
So, I'm pretty positive that this is the same river. The path just is reconnected. And going to continue on down it. We should probably go ahead and head back and try the other way and see where it leads. Also, I've discovered a new type of math called trigonometry. And if anybody has a question about the meaning of life, I will also know that at this current moment.
Before you say that, you get to the. You all see as you are passing by these kind of breaks in the stalactites and stalagmites. As like I said, they're kind of. It's almost like this kind of like windowed area to your right as you continue walking at a downward slope. You walk about another 15 minutes or so, and you get to a turn, actually, that takes you back away from the river, but still downward, and kind of downward at an angle.
Okay.
So, although it is going away from the river, it seems like it's still moving forward.
Okay.
So, with this tunnel, you now continue on for not quite as long. It's approximately another 15 minutes or so in pitch black tunnel once again. But it is curving slowly to the left. As you come out to the bottom of this curve, it is an opening. Well, before you get there, actually, you do start to see what appears to be dim light. There, roll a perception for me.
I'm running out of D20s. Stop making me roll this thing. Guys, come on. That's a 4.
Okay. You're head down, just concentrating on moving forward. But the rest of you see this kind of dim purple light coming from ahead. And Theoden, you almost don't even realize it. It's not blindingly bright, but you've been in pitch black that it appears quite bright as you step out and Lee steps out behind you, and you see before you about 40 feet in front of you what appears to be a large mushroom about 15 feet tall, with a soft purple glow coming kind of from underneath the cap.
I'm just gonna kind of
And
have
it's
to
not
look
by
back.
itself. It's not by itself. You now see almost a wall or a forest of these in front of you.
I'm gonna just stop and holler back over my shoulder while not taking my vision off it, and just be like, "Druid, I think you're needed up here."
All right.
As you come out,
Okay.
you all are able to see this. You see these mushrooms that look like trees, basically. Some are 15, 20, 25 feet tall. Some are small. Some are, normal size looking mushrooms, just, barely a few inches in diameter and on the floor, so kind of surrounding it like flora at the bottom of a forest. You are in an enormous cavern, from what you can tell, and you cannot see the ceiling, but you can see you are kind of in this entrance to this tunnel on this side in this rock wall, going for quite a ways in either direction to your left and right. And there does appear to be in this kind of sandy stone floor a track running, basically, again, you're at like a T intersection, running left and running right between the stone wall and this mushroom forest.
Since we were attacked by rocks earlier, Rowan is quite scared,
Yes.
and has his weapons drawn.
Yeah, Thurden wouldn't trust this. It looks
Roll
too
roll
odd
a
for-
wisdom check, Rowan.
Sticking with the tiny dice. Let's go. This is just a wisdom check. Like I just roll straight wisdom. If it's a holy number, does that add anything to it? Because I rolled a 7. It was a 7. So
Oh,
That is a holy number.
That's the number of
Um,
completion. So I mean,
you're not-
he's
you know,
completed the task.
You're a little shaken by this new environment that you found underground.
Yeah,
I mean,
this
you've
is
seen
really weird.
mushrooms. You've seen mushrooms before. You've seen some big mushrooms, like, going on like a couple feet tall, and like the cap being, a couple feet across. But this is something totally different. It's very alien, even to you.
Thurden would also be on
Pete.
alert. It would be weird.
How excited are you?
I've never seen anything like this. I'm 1 part scared, 2 parts very excited. I'm going to pick one, but I'm a little nervous. I know that mushrooms can be poisonous, that they can be. Actually, can I make a nature check and see like what I think about these?
Yeah, roll a nature check.
Ooh, 19 plus 4. That'll do it. Mushroom.
He picks it, eats it, and
Every
gets
time.
frozen.
He immediately paralyzes from the mushroom.
Yeah. Lee is going to be pretty excited with about the
Very
pox.
excited. All right, I'm back.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No one touched the mushrooms.
Okay. Pete, you were
Paralyzed
saying?
brain to process.
Pete, you were saying?
Mushrooms can sometimes be poisonous. They can sometimes shoot up different spores and kinds of things. So, I'm gonna pick one of these up. I'm gonna everyone hold your breath, just in case. I'm gonna pick it up in like a bag or something that I have, I guess, of other dirt and stuff.
So are you gonna roll a nature check? Is that what you want to do?
Oh, sorry, I rolled a 19 plus 4.
Okay, yeah. So looking at these mushrooms, they all seem not uniform, but they all seem to be very similar. Some of them are different shapes and everything, but you see, close enough that there's easily some that you could pick within about 20, 30 feet of you. In fact, some of them are even growing along the walls here, much smaller, mind you, no more than a foot high. So you pick one, about, a couple couple inches tall, just one you can stick in a small pouch.
A small one, because it'll probably grow.
Okay.
I'd probably pick a few, like 2 or 3 of each of the wall ones and some off the ground, just to make sure there's a variety.
With that nature check, I mean, that's a fairly good nature check. You realize they are the same. Like, there's not, like, different variety. And they, like I said, they're all glowing. And so they're all giving off this, like, dim purple light. But combined, it gives you almost a normal light source at this point. Because it's just a giant forest. So, yes, you're able to pick some without... well, actually, give me a dexterity check.
Gladly. Roll more dice? Yeah.
Raises as soon as he rolls the dice.
12.
Okay. You carefully are able to pick, you say 3 mushrooms or so?
Yeah,
You get a
knowing
good
they're all the
sampling.
same, I'll take about 3 or 4.
You get a good sampling and put it away in a pouch. You're able to remove them without damaging them too much. As a druid, you are easily skilled enough to do that. Anwin is going crazy right now. She is fluttering around. She's inspecting them. Her normal kind of druid craft that you see when she goes over flowers and stuff like that. It kind of makes the smaller of these mushrooms kind of perk up a little bit and glow just a little bit brighter. But yeah, she's looking around and she's just excited, just as excited as Pete is, and just kind of all around you guys. Not going too far, but she's there and excited.
Inwin, do you recognize any of these? Are these anything from your world, from the Fey world?
Oh no, these are strange and wonderful. I've never
Great.
seen anything like this.
I know, it's incredible.
Yes.
But I've also never been this far underground either.
If we set up something
Right.
in our like haven where we had the regular lights and we could turn those off in case of emergencies and it's just lit by mushrooms, that'd be so cool.
That would be amazing.
Yes, but is there anything we should be concerned about these mushrooms? The one
No,
thing
they
about
seem
the
to be-
stories I've heard of the Underdark is everything wants to kill you.
Yeah, I mean, these seem to be fine. I'm sure if anything bad was going to happen, they would have happened when I started picking them. So
All right. I
was
will,
it first?
I will
Actually-
trust you with the mushrooms.
actually, hey, and I I talk into the bag. If you're alive and I just can't hear you right now, I'm sorry I've stolen you from your family. I'm so sorry. To the rest of you, please speak up now. If you're gonna speak.
Think the druids
Okay.
lost it.
Are you casting anything?
He's
Are you
I don't
just
have anything
mushrooms?
prepared. I'm just
Okay.
talking to mushrooms.
You don't seem to hear anything.
Yes, I can tell. Everything's fine.
all right.
When we first walked in, I put my bow away and kind of dropped my arm a little and started following Pete around. And I've picked a couple mushrooms myself because I want to
Okay.
study them and see if I can find anything when we get back about
Roll a
them.
dexterity check.
Ooh, that was bad. That's an 8.
Okay. You kind of broke them off above the, like mid-stalk.
Lee. What are you? If I can look. If I can grow more of these at home, you can just take some of those. There's no reason to be damaging the rest of them.
I mean, he's already gathered a couple, or picked a couple. At this
Yeah, I know. The damage is
There
done. The damage is done.
That didn't do it. To try it, I mean, y'all are pretty hardy, right? A little mushroom wouldn't be able to damage you.
I'm not going
I don't
near
think,
anything that shines in this place.
I guess I would have thought the dwarf like you wouldn't be afraid of a little mushroom.
I am not.
I mean, roll a persuasion check.
My strong suit, my +0.
Theoden, do you want to oppose this check?
I mean, it's not really. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know that Thurden would be goaded into this though.
And I'm not saying he is. I'm not
my
gonna
thing
force
is
you to
like
eat it, but
my thing is like
I'm going to provide you an option if
yeah,
if you
he's
fail
kind of
it.
leery of it all anyway, so he
Okay.
wouldn't want to go near it. So I
would
guess
say
yeah,
I'd say you're
contest it.
opposed. Okay, contested, and I'll give you advantage on that, Theoden.
And what am I rolling for? Just a
Persuasion.
perception?
Just it's gonna be, what is that? Charisma.
Oh, nice.
Dr.
Okay.
Charisma, yeah.
Okay, I rolled the same thing. So 13.
Okay.
I got a 10.
All right.
Oh, yes.
So it's Theoden. Obviously you're not goaded by it at all.
Jace, so
I'm not going to eat anything from here.
Okay.
Well,
I'm
the
gonna
funny
take a
thing
bite
is,
Unless you
then.
find,
you know
unless
what?
you
one-
find coffee beans, I
I'm
might
gonna
take you up on
take a
coffee
s-
beans.
I've heard that mushrooms can add quite a bit of flavor to coffee.
You know the funny thing is, I could eat this thing and probably kill the whole party because I'm immune to disease and resistant to poison.
Yeah, that's why I was
Yeah.
dwarfs party. I'm gonna take a little bite of it and just see if it's.
Oh yes, you got my.
Can I stop him before he
in
takes
case
the
you
bite?
die.
Can I stop him before he
Roll a
takes the bite?
dexterity check. 30.
Oh Lord, my strong suit. Oh, I'll take that.
It's fine. I can fix him.
That's a 17.
Okay. I mean, Lee, you weren't particularly doing it quickly or anything. He's able to grab your hand and just say, "Wait."
And then I want to cast detect poison and disease.
Okay. All right. So you
And
cast
that, yes, that
Okay.
is it within a 30 feet globe of me. It will sense the presence and locations of poison, poisonous creatures, diseases within 30 feet of me. Also identify the kind of poison, poisonous creature, or disease in each case.
Okay.
It can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of dirt or wood.
Okay. You within 30 feet of you, because you guys are still kind of standing here in this entrance, right?
Well, I'm figuring
right outside the
I've stopped
entrance.
his hand, and he's
Well, yeah,
probably
yeah.
got one in his
I
hand.
mean, he has
so.
he has one in his hand, but you're not like into the forest or anything. At the moment, you don't sense anything.
Okay, can I walk up to the forest? I've got 10 minutes of concentration on this.
Sure. Yeah, you can walk up to the forest.
Just kind of look around at them and see if anything.
You know, if you walk back and forth, maybe. You go, walking back and forth. You get kind of like about 20 feet going down the left side, like towards the left side of this forest from your perspective. And you get just the barest hint of something that could be poison. What does it tell you again?
It says if there's any kind of poison, disease, or poisonous creature within 30 feet of me, it identifies the kind of poison, poisonous creature, or disease in each case.
Okay. It identifies the creature, or it identifies the disease?
It would also identify the kind of poison, poisonous creature, or disease in each case.
Okay. All right. So you get not close by, but it's right on the edge of that. You get the sense that there is some sort of spore. It's some sort of gaseous spore.
Oh,
That's
Okay.
Now it's not in his hand,
right.
but it's kind of like to the left, somewhere about 30 feet. Just a tickling of it.
They had now. Can I see this spore?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and look back and be like, guys, Lee, there are other ways. Coming from me, there are other ways to test things other than sticking them in your mouth. But I do notice something up here that it's a spore of some kind. Pete, we may need to take a peek at this. Maybe it's something you may know a little more about.
Sure.
Can
Yeah, let's
Pete at this?
And as he comes up, as I'm guessing they're all gonna come once I wave them over. I'm just gonna start working my way slowly
Okay.
on
So you're gonna
edge
start going
this
towards it.
spore. Mhm.
All right. So it's as you, if the entire group is going, if that's the case, correct?
Yeah, I would follow along with everyone else.
Okay. So again, you came out of this entrance, this tunnel, and there's stone to the left and right of you. With your vision, it's like I said, it's no longer really impaired because this entire mushroom forest, it's like looking at a wall of kind of mushrooms going left and right. And there's, about a 10, maybe 20 to 30 foot space between them here at this point. And there looks like there's kind of a worn track to the left and to the right in this kind of like sandy stone area. As you Theoden kind of leads you to the left because he approached the edge of the forest, so he's already about 30 feet ahead of you guys, and then he had kind of walked about 30 feet to the left. So forward 30 feet, left 30 feet. He is where he got that sense, and
if it's within the 30 feet of me at this point, I'd know the location of it as well.
yeah. So you're able to. To start. Let's see. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so you get the sense, Theoden, from where you are. It's like right on the edge, or just outside the edge of your 30 feet, that you kind of sense it. And
it's a disease that I sense,
it is a disease.
Okay.
That's, well, let's see. Yes,
or to
it
be
is
a
a disease.
poison. Okay.
Do you convey this to us there, like that it's a disease, or do you just say there's
I would have, when I first noticed it, it would have told me what it was. So I just wanted to reiterate it, and I would have told you guys before we start heading towards it.
He gets the sense that it's some sort of gaseous spore. Okay. So as you begin to approach, you get a strong sense of its location, Theoden, and these large mushrooms that you're walking through at this point, because you do start to travel, it does steer you into the forest a little bit. It's kind of like a standard forest placement. I mean, these mushrooms are anywhere from 10 to 12 feet tall, and maybe foot and a half around, to you see some that are about 25 feet tall, and they're easily too large for you to put your arms around, any of you. But they're evenly spaced enough that you're kind of walking through them. Theoden, as you go, you do get the sense that you're getting closer, and you do get to this, not a clearing per se, but just a large enough space that you can kind of see through these mushrooms, and you see this almost what looks like this kind of floating orb, if you will. Almost some sort of like something that's lighter than air. It kind of has this greenish tint to it, and it's got like these kind of lines that go around it, almost kind of like lines you would see on like a melon of some kind. Those kind of like the white striations, kind of thing. But then it's got these like little tendrils, not tendrils, but these little what are they called? These kind of growths sprouting out from its upper surface, and you see there's about roll an intelligence check.
I'll take it. Mrs. Reborn's actually she kissed her dice and then gave it to me. It was a 19. I don't have any intelligence modifiers now, but I'll take it.
You realize this gaseous spore kind of looks like a beholder, and it kind of rotates around, and you do see what looks like almost like an eye in the middle of it.
But I'm getting the sense
You can tell it's
some
not
kind
a
of
beholder.
disease, right?
It is some sort of gaseous
Okay.
spore that has some
So
sort of disease.
I'm gonna tell the party to stay back and be like, "Hey guys, I'm immune to such things as disease, so I'm gonna go make sure what this thing is. I'm not going to kill it, Pete. Don't worry unless it attacks me. I just want to poke it and see what it is. I'd rather you guys stay back a little bit in case it tries to infect you guys.
How far away are you guys from it right now?
I mean, I would say I'd probably stop them, I don't know, 15 feet away, maybe 20 feet away.
Okay.
Third is that a beholder?
No. Looks like one.
I mean, Rowan, you could roll a intelligence check too if you want.
I'm gonna go ahead and knock an arrow.
16 plus
Okay.
0.
You realize that it is not a beholder. So the sudden fear that you felt, it does go away. I mean, you're like, okay, I realize that this is something other than a beholder. It's not as big. The little growths on its head are not eye stalks.
I'll let them know that if anything goes south, that they need to
But it
spread
does
out
look
and
like a
not clump.
beholder a little bit. So.
Well, I'm still
Thurden's
afraid
gonna-
of this.
Thurden's gonna
Rowan
go
is
in and
definitely
poke it.
afraid of. Yeah.
Yes.
It's about hovering about 10 feet off the air, or 10 feet in the air.
I'm gonna walk up towards it. Get
Like I said,
closer.
it did slowly kind of turn. Theoden and Jace make a perception check.
Okay, I'm trying Mrs. Reborn's dice again.
Perception would be it'll be a 25.
I mean, this dice is broken now. Mrs. Reborn gave me. I just rolled a nat 20.
Okay. You both realize that it is slowly moving towards Theoden as he is approaching it.
It is
And
approaching
then
you
the rest
as
of you guys
you
are
approach
what?
it.
How far back did you say you were? 15 feet?
Yeah, I'd say that.
Yes.
15 feet back.
I'm also, along with knocking the arrow, going to start thinking back to some of my training as a monk and start trying to channel the ki in my body to try to resist the poison. Won't do anything yet, but I'm gonna work on it.
Okay. I would say
Rowan's
you have enough
scared and
time.
wants to
if
back
it-
away.
Is it a
No, I don't have it yet, but I will get it. But I'm just building for
how does it work for you? Is it an
just kind of
action?
sitting there, just kind of breathing and meditating as I'm holding my knocked arrow and trying to focus my ki to get it. You know, everything where I'm
that's what
resistant to it.
Well, okay. I was just gonna say, like, is it an active ability?
It is. It's an ability I will get at a higher level.
Oh.
I'm just building that my
Okay,
character's
okay, sorry.
practicing.
Little RP
Yeah,
flavor
yeah.
there. Gotcha.
Yeah,
I was expecting you to maybe like already have something you're about to use.
yeah. I am a monk. I probably already have something for it, but not
Okay.
yet.
All right.
All right.
let's see,
I keep
hold on a
walking
sec,
up to it.
Let me check.
And as he walks up, Jason kind of make his way through the group to just stand kind of where he can see Thurden. But I'm in front of the rest of the group now.
I'm probably
This
at
is
the
like-
very
They're
back.
not
This
going
is
up
like
too
the
much
one
further.
thing I get to punch on as a paladin. Not really. worried
Uh,
too much.
I'm backing up. I'm like at the very back of the group.
What did you cast?
I cast
Theoden?
detect poison and disease.
Did you have that prepared?
Yes. I gave up. I think I changed out my thunderous smite for.
I show protection from poison.
Oh, that's a level 2. This is a level 1. It's my top one.
I
at the
don't
very
see it in
top.
your prepared spells.
Oh, I changed it when we woke up this
Oh,
morning.
just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah,
I do see
sorry.
it.
I took my
refreshed and I
smites
finally
out.
refreshed.
Yeah, sorry. I took my smites out because they were not useful. The extra smites.
Okay. Let's see. So it lasts how long?
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
That's just to find out what they are and what kind of disease it is. At this point, Thurden would already know, so I'm not. I would know that it's disease, and I would know as a paladin I'm immune to disease. So
Okay.
That's why I have no problem going up and poking it.
It does say it's blocked by certain things.
Yeah, it'll block by
So it
3 feet of
it's
wood
a
or
stretch.
dirt. I'm guessing is.
I mean, there's probably enough of the forest between it and you that you might have not missed it. But you rolled pretty high, so I'm gonna give it to you this time. But in
I would
the
figure
future,
once we got to the thing, yeah.
So, okay. Anyway, so yes, you're there. You're approaching it. Do you roll another intelligence check, Theoden? 'Cause how much does Theoden know about these creatures?
I wouldn't think you would know a whole lot. That's a 17.
Okay. You're probably right in that it probably does need to be with disadvantage. And I know that's...
It what? You want me to do disadvantage?
Yeah,
Okay,
with
okay.
disadvantage. Because this is something...
13.
Okay. Still good enough.
That was just
I
a
mean,
straight
like I said,
intelligence check, right?
Yeah, straight intelligence.
Okay, yeah.
Still enough, like I said, it is a gaseous spore that produces a disease. Like I said, kind of looks like a balloon hovering there. What do you do?
And you said it was
Approach
coming towards me.
It was.
When it gets within range, I'd probably just like poke it with my hammer. Just.
Okay.
Seth, since I don't know if I need to make another roll or if I can use the old one, but I did roll a 24 on my nature check a while ago. Would I know anything about this?
That was
Or 23.
that was before for the mushrooms.
Can I make another one?
Sure.
I know what my modifier is. That's a 12.
Okay. You know that it is some sort of gaseous spore. It's fairly obvious that it definitely has some sort of gas that is kind of holding it afloat. It does, from what Theoden has said, it's pretty obvious. Like, oh yeah, of course, that's carrying some sort of like disease or poison or something. It does resemble a beholder, and so you're not sure necessarily whence, kind of how it got here or how it became, but you guys are staying a little bit back, and Theoden's going up to it.
Everyone
It's probably gotten
to hold your breath.
It's gotten about, as it's moved and Theoden's moved, you're probably all within about 10 feet of it now. So, Theoden takes
That's
his
too
hammer,
close for me.
reaches up, bumps it with his hammer.
Yep.
It explodes in this cloud of yellow-green gas.
Sorry, guys.
Expands to 20 feet. I need all of you to roll a Constitution check.
I'm breaking
They're-
out.
They're within 10 feet of me.
The big
They are
boy.
within about 10 feet of you.
Is it a save? That they're
It
doing?
is a save.
You guys all get plus
Wait,
2.
hold on. Let me double check that.
Don't fail me.
0. Yes, Constitution saving throw.
And is this for a disease?
It is for a disease.
Do I need
Poi-
to roll? Since
Actually,
I'm
hold on.
immune
It
to
is poison damage. It is poison damage. However, hold on, real quick. What does everyone roll?
16.
Gosh.
Natural
I mean,
20.
his
Hold
plus
on.
2, right?
Jace got a
Yeah,
16.
you get plus 2.
Flew out.
Jace, you
First-
said
Yeah,
16.
and 16 with the plus 2.
First ever roll, and it's a natural 20.
Nice.
I
Nice.
also have +4 with Theoden, so 24.
Theoden, what was yours?
My question is, do I need to roll since I'm immune to disease?
Yes, because you could still take damage.
Okay. 18 plus 4 plus, yeah, so plus 2, that would give me... No, because that's with my... So 22.
Since I'm so on edge,
Okay.
would you allow me a bonus action when this thing explodes? When he pokes it?
Have him roll initiative.
That's your
Probably
bonus action.
not.
Roll initiative.
Probably not that fast. It's a pretty violent explosion. So,
13 for me.
what was your roll, Austin?
9. I got a 9.
+2.
That's with it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And hold on, what was yours, Pete?
13.
13.
Okay, Austin. The hideout guys are only here to see one thing.
That's right. Okay, so you all,
My death.
you take.
That's too many dice.
Not good for you. 16 points of poison damage.
All of us?
No, that's the what Rowan and Pete take because they failed their Constitution save. And you feel like you've sucked up something. It's just like as you look, there is no more gaseous cloud, or there's no more gaseous spore there. What little bits of it have kind of like fallen and are on the ground.
Is there still the cloud?
The cloud is there, but it is dissipating.
Okay.
The rest of you were able to be like, you gotta hold your breath, and it just kind of washed over you, and you didn't. Rowan and Pete took a breath a second too late, and they just totally and like breathed it all in.
The two people that actually held their breath when Pete said, "Okay, guys, get ready to hold your breath."
They were.
You held too early, and then you had to bring it back down.
Surprised.
Yep.
Let's see. Hold on. So you get. Let's see. Okay, so Theoden, you still have your detect disease up. It's probably getting close to the end of the 10 minutes.
Okay.
But as you roll a perception for me. I'll say with advantage.
17 so 17.
Okay. As it begins to fade, you now sense disease within Pete and Rowan. And you get the sense that this is something that is lethal within a matter of hours.
Now, it would tell me what kind of disease it is, right?
It is basically you get the sense that spores have been ingested and that it is now using them as a host.
I turn to Jace. Cleric,
Yes?
these two may need your attention pretty quick. You have anything that could
So
cast out a disease?
I'll
from
say
these two?
with your knowledge, you
A
know that
disease.
it's going to take about 12 hours or so. It would take about 12 hours to take it.
Again, they're gonna need your help pretty quick.
Yes.
Can you clear
And
disease?
so, I walk over to him and I lay my hands on both of them, and I'll cast Lesser Restoration on both.
Okay, so lesser restoration. Make sure you mark those off too.
Yep.
As he reaches over and casts it, what does it look like as you cast it?
Yeah, and so as I reach
do you
out and
heal
lay my hands
first?
on him, it's
Same
same time,
Hands.
simultaneously. Yeah, it's impressive. It's very impressive. In the cleric school, they'd have really thought this was something. But I lay my hands on both of you, and I can sense the disease kind of welling up in your lungs. And as I cast, you can kind of feel a shimmer go through you as the light comes and disintegrates the disease that's inside of you.
Okay. Fine.
So
As it heals me, I
this,
kind of tickles.
so as this
like
spore,
I giggle a little bit.
Rowan and Pete, you've been breathing in this gas for a matter of a few moments here now, and thankfully Theoden has detected this and comes over and Jace starts preparing his spell and starts to cast it. As you're sitting there and you're breathing, Rowan, you're panicking. You're like kind of like, and Pete, you're less panicky because you kind of know it takes a little while, but it's serious. But you kind of have what this like kind of this haze, this kind of like you see other colors kind of in front of your eyes as this happens. You get the sense that you just kind of have these like thoughts and emotions almost in your this kind of like imprinting like almost overlay over your vision as you're looking around, and then this wave of cool relief floods through your bodies as Jace casts less restoration on you. You take a minute. You realize that this is passed from your body. And we'll take a quick break. There.
Hey.
Awesome.
So
I'm alive. So
you are
Yes.
alive.
For now, Bard.
You are
For now.
feeling the effects. For sure.
ooh.
I guess I shouldn't poke things that I don't know what they do.
Shouldn't.
I think it worked out as well as it could.
Hey, look, it's a balloon
yeah.
pop.
We got real fortunate. I only had 3 spell slots there, so
Yeah.
nowhere to
You had
no.
3?
Technically, I could have
Dude,
casted it
at that level.
at second level.
Yeah.
At second level.
So happy with this dice. Dude,
So-
it's such.
Yes.
This is the big dice that we got from the kit. You can't
All
really
right.
tell, but
We'll be right back. Awesome. Welcome, Ardent Adventurer. Thank you for the raid. Appreciate it. Welcome to Hearth and Hammer. We are a family-friendly D&D podcast, and glad you could join us.
Ooh.
So,
Sweet, guys. We can become famous.
yeah.
Dang it, Reborn. I was gonna... Why do you always hold me back from my dreams?
We're already rich and famous.
It's true.
Austin, is that your spooky, scary skeleton stance?
I'm never gonna
You
make
see
it.
that for the whole minute
Yes.
and a half that you did it in
Alright.
the video?
So as long as Austin's back, we are back as well. And he's finishing his snack, it looks like.
Some of us are missing our flannels, but
It's true.
What
It's getting
happened?
hot in this room.
yeah, it's pretty hot.
I have
Especially
a fan
because
right
it
under
was-
me. Is the only reason
Well,
I could
especially
stand
because
the
it's
sun.
not a flannel shirt. It's
Pajamas.
like pajama
Pants.
pants that are like really thick, and then it's like 2 layers because I was, just draping it over me, so it's getting a little warm. So anyway, all right, so just got back. We got back from a break. Oh yeah. Sorry, the audio is not messed up. So,
Yeah.
but yes, thank you, Ardent Adventurer, for the raid. Love to know more about you. So drop that follow. Would love to chat with you and figure out how you found us. And again, thank you for the raid and joining us tonight. So we are
I believe
currently.
he was in a couple episodes ago. I believe
Oh,
Ardent
okay.
Adventure found us. One of the.
I mean, it
I
sounds
believe he
familiar,
also.
but I don't want to take it for granted. So.
Yeah, I believe if I remember correctly, he also streams D&D, and I believe he
Mhm.
was having a week off, and that's how he found us. He was checking that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good memory, Theoden.
Mhm.
Dwarves and elephants. Never forget.
Never forget. Hold
So-
grudges
Rocks and
forever.
surprise, man.
We are currently adventuring in Wildmount in our own homebrew campaign. So thank you for joining us. All right, our adventurers, the heroes of Hupperduke, are currently adventuring in the Underdark. They have just survived a gaseous spore explosion in the middle of a fungal forest. Rowan and Pete, as you feel the cool relief of Jace's healing abilities from his lesser restoration, like I said, you see these kind of flashes, these almost memories, these kind of mental pictures of other locations here within this kind of Underdark, this fungal forest. You get the sense of a cave. You get the sense of a you get the sense of other beings that wherever this memory came from, which you suspect at this point came from a beholder. You get the sense of a lair, if you will. You get the sense of hoarding things away, and then you get the sense of pain and of an end.
Rowan, I'm not sure if it's just me, but I've got a really weird feeling about an entirely different life that may have lived.
I feel the exact same.
Did you just have anything to do with chickens?
Mm.
Alright, mine neither. I just wanted to check.
Perfect.
A lot for one, I'm very confused.
Aren't we all? So I think that thing may have been a beholder at one point. This may or may not have been its lair. He may or may not have.
Pete, give me a nature check. Austin, you can give me an intelligence check if you like.
That is a...
Or nature, if you want.
17 for me.
Okay. So, Pete, you're fairly certain that you've heard of instances where certain magical creatures, when they die, if growth happens from their corpse, certain magical things can happen.
In fact, I'm fairly certain that when some things die in their throats, in their bodies, that magical things can happen. Some crazy stuff like this. This is something my grandmother used to tell me about. May she rest in peace. Weird stuff down here.
Right.
Rowan, I understand why you're afraid.
Yeah, it's quite scary. It's dark. Well, we haven't seen any humans.
But you do get the sense that it was some sort of beholder, and that what you experienced were memories of this beholder.
I knew
So-
rule.
I rolled an 8 for my intelligence. So, what did I piece together?
Rowan, you pieced together. Well, I mean, you saw the same memories. Of the forest, of caves, of other creatures encountered, of a lair. A lair in the area, basically. And you also got the sense of, maybe some things hoarded away. But you also got the sense of, but as far as like understanding where these came from, you had to, like, Pete, when he explained it, you were kind of like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But you did not get there on your own. So,
Was there enough of the memories that I would have like a better understanding of the layout of these caves?
you get the sense that.
That was not Rowan. That was Austin really liking that question.
Yes.
That was a great.
You do get the sense that you kind of have a little more knowledge about your like you have almost like a confidence about this forest. Like, I could find my way around here. So,
Gentlemen,
and I'll say
as
that
dangerous as this might have been,
yeah.
I may have a really good idea.
Hey,
If you
no
want to
rule
keep
though.
going.
We are all
no-
ears.
Yeah.
No one
So-
took anything.
Yes,
The
don't touch anything.
mushrooms
General
aren't
rule down here, maybe
poisonous.
don't touch things.
No, they
Lee,
didn't.
what'd
They
you
didn't
say?
come up.
And then I'm gonna eat. I was asking the mushrooms aren't poisonous. He said no. I'm gonna pop one in my mouth real quick.
Okay. Tastes like a raw mushroom.
Just a little bit. Okay.
So, yeah.
Does my tongue glow?
It's got a
Was
little
it
bit of
good?
that kind of residual, phosphorescence on your tongue.
Lee, what part of I think I may have just died, don't touch things, bad ideas of being
Well-
around here. What part of that made you think, oh, I should go ahead and eat one?
He said they
But-
weren't poisonous.
Hey, those aren't going to bother anyone.
Well, to be fair, you almost died and have inherited some sort of cool magic. I'm ready to eat something too.
Pete and Rowan, though, you are feeling from that experience, even though you have been restored from this disease, you do feel, that kind of took a toll on you. Because you both took a significant amount of damage there. So the rest of you kind of
you
see
guys-
them being a little worn down, a little wilted.
Be okay with if I take some time here to maybe bandage my wounds. Maybe
Hey, that's a smart
Quick.
play.
Yes.
short
I'm-
rest.
So short rest.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Pete, do you
And
know
I'm gonna-
where this?
Hold on. Do you take
whatever-
a short rest here in the middle of the forest, or are you gonna go back?
Perhaps we don't sit here for too long after what just happened. Like, there's probably more things like that are gonna show up here if we,
Pete, do you know if he froze again? Gosh, dang it!
Oh man, he's
His
paralyzed
face
once
is
again.
better.
he's a stone. We stayed in the forest too long.
We
He
need
froze.
to clip all these different faces
Stop
that
it.
he gets frozen on
Stop it.
and put it in a montage.
Yeah,
Our internet connection
always
is unstable.
it's always
That's
it's
fantastic.
always when he's
Volatile.
talking about
Yeah.
like something bad
He's about
happening
to
to
say
us. Yeah.
Could you guys
He's
hear
like,
Mrs.
we might
Reborn.
turn into stone.
Mrs. Reborn goes, yeah, we need to clip them all together and put them with a sound that goes, ooh, ooh.
I will gladly do it myself. Send me the clips. I'll do it.
Mrs. Reborn's on those clips. She's getting them.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
even remember what I was saying, but yeah, let's not stick around here.
Hey,
That's what you were saying. Is let's not
you've
sit
got
in the middle
the
of the forest.
you seem to have an idea of where we might your way through this, so maybe you could lead us to a safe spot. We can.
Yeah, I think a safer
Take it
direction
to the
may be this way, and I just start heading in the direction that I think is going to lead us to the next safest place.
Did the
Okay.
creature? Did the creature die? Excuse me. Did the creature die in this area? Do you know?
Do I know DM? Do I need to make another roll?
You get the sense that this fungal forest was home to this beholder, and that its lair is somewhere in this forest.
I relay that.
Can I do an investigation check to see if I can find some remnants of it?
Of the creature that exploded.
Of the beholder. Like if I can find it, remnants of its like body, if it had anything on it that wasn't organic material that turned into a.
So the creature itself, just from looking at it in the extension, maybe explanations of what it was from Theoden. You know that it was not a beholder. So what exploded
the creature-
was not a beholder. It was a gaseous spore. But you Pete and Rowan relay that basically this beholder died somewhere here, and that from its corpse grew these gaseous spores.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to look for, the corpse that the spores
Okay.
came from.
And we're not.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
Theoden.
I was gonna say we're not far into this thing, right? Because it was within.
No, you're like
30
10, 15 feet into the forest.
So we could technically go back to where we were out
Yeah,
of
I
the
mean,
forest
you
and
could
take a
take-
short
you
rest,
could-
then go look
Yeah.
for
Yep.
whatever Pete's gonna lead us to.
Yeah, that's the way back that we came from is probably the safest bit right now.
Hey, I say we go back. You guys can tend to your wounds, and then we push on through.
I'm not going to take a short rest. I'm going to stay in this area that I'm not too far away from them and just investigate it around. See if I can find anything other than the spores.
Okay.
Lee, if
Roll
you're
an
gonna stay
investigation check.
again, please don't touch anything.
I think that's just a straight 11. I don't think I have anything else. Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
I'll
not
probably
too
I'll
much.
probably
I mean,
stay
you know,
with
some of
Lee.
the mushrooms are different. I mean, not like different shapes, you know, kind of thing. That's about it.
Okay.
You don't find any remnants of the gaseous spore, really.
Then I'll.
Seems to have kind of like shriveled and just dissipated.
Okay. No. Half decayed body of a. No. Okay.
No.
I'll head back. If I finish up before the short rest, and I'll head back and just kind of wait with everybody else.
Okay. So yeah. So you Lee, you're obviously not taking short rest. You said.
Yeah.
Okay. The rest of you can go ahead and mark a short rest if you get anything from that.
As we're resting, I'm gonna sit there, and we're sitting down there for a little bit and start sharing some of my backstory of the Cossack Capoeira Cirque that I was a part of, and it's through the story of like sharing that these people were enslaved. They brought me in, taking care of me. I don't think I've fully shared that with everyone. So as we're just kind of tending to our wounds and using my storytelling as my song of rest. So that means that if you use a hit die to heal yourself at all, so Pete, if you do that, you'll get an extra 1d6 for your healing.
Is that 1d6 per hit die?
It just says
No, just
an
one
extra
extra.
1d6, so just one extra. Yep.
I would not have taken a short rest there. I would have followed Lee. I wouldn't have left him just meandering in there by himself.
Sure.
Yeah, and I would be staying with Pete and Rowan just to make sure they're still doing okay. But yeah, I didn't really need a rest.
It's the Reddies with the Blackies.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys sit down, take about an hour, get a short rest. You guys, Lee and Theoden, you investigate for a little bit. Don't really find much, and you're able to come back. So you hear the majority of Rowan's story as well. You finish up your short rest, and then you are back out of the forest just a little ways. And again, you're along the wall of this large cavern. Again, you can't see the ceiling, but it's going to your left and to your right. There looks to be some sort of kind of worn path in the sand, kind of a sand path, going with the bend of the wall and the forest. So,
Rowan, from the memories that we now have, does it seem to you like we should go back through the mushroom forest, or should we go down the dirt path? Are we interested in trying to remember if there's any treasure or anything and going after that? I don't super care. I kind of just rather be safe. What do you think?
I got the sense that this beholder hoarded a bunch of things.
Treasure, do you say?
Well, I mean, I hoard dirt, so you never know.
Hey, maybe there's some dirt for you.
You make a great point, sir.
Hey,
He's on board now.
do you guys think you know where the layer of this, whatever it is you said went down might be, or?
Yeah.
Do we think we know a direction?
you
Well,
feel like give me a d20 roll, both of you.
what I was going to add to that is,
Read for
well,
me.
from my understanding of the dreams and what Pete was saying, I believe the forest has grown from the dead body of the beholder. So,
Well, you remember
the deeper the
the forest itself. From what you
Okay.
guys have got, and from what Pete had heard of, it's really just the gaseous spores that would have grown from
it. Oh, okay.
from it. Yeah.
I rolled a 16 for my d20 roll.
Okay. Rowan, thinking on the memories, you do get the sense that, again, if with your backs to the wall of the cavern, that it would be somewhere to your left.
I think we should go somewhere to our left. If we were
Hey.
to find.
You get the sense of like
Yes.
home, that direction.
Get this sense of home in that direction.
Home.
Honestly, with the prospect of more dirt, I'm too
Interesting.
excited to feel anything. I'm just stuck on that thought, so I'll go with you this time.
All right. I start heading off in the direction he's
Let
telling
us
said.
go home.
Okay. So you're going to take off in that direction. You begin to follow the path that you're on. It kind of narrows a little bit, but it's still about 10 feet across as the forest kind of encroaches on the wall. You get to a point where it diverges from the wall and heads out into the forest, like the path that you're on, the kind of road, goes in towards the forest. Roll, Austin and Colin, go ahead and roll again. A d20 for me.
17.
18.
Hey.
Okay. So you see the road going to the right now, into the forest, but you get the sense of that the beholder's home is maybe still in front of you, in like not following the road.
I get this sense the holder's home is still in front of me, but not following the road.
I feel the exact same way. It's weird. It's weird how we're both thinking that. Are we telepathically like connected now?
Okay, so what's the marching order? Are you guys leading the way now?
I'd probably still be in front, just kind of following whatever directions they're telling us to go.
Okay.
You're
All right.
thinking about breakfast, but you also might pee yourself if we get into trouble.
No, definitely that's not working. Mm.
I'd probably
Okay.
Lee, are you back up there with me?
Yes.
I would probably tell Lee if we find any more of those spores, for him to try to shoot them at range outside of the 20 feet that the cloud was.
So go ahead and make a perception. Well, what are you doing? Are you taking the path? Are you going forward?
We're going whatever
We're going-
direction
yeah.
Pete and Rowan are pointing us
Okay.
in.
All right. So
Actually,
go ahead.
responding to Third, and I actually had an idea about that. Perhaps if we were unable, or to help us better locate or maybe have a better idea of what's going on here, I could expose myself to one of the spores. And
You could what?
as long as Jace has
Where is this?
a way to heal us,
I don't think we
or
should
a way to
test-
heal me.
I don't think we should keep testing that theory.
Potentially,
I
though,
don't-
the memories could be stronger. We could have a better idea of where we're going. We could have I could even write it
What
down,
you-
try to map it out.
It definitely seems like the bard and the druid have a pretty solid direction we're headed.
I just want to throw it out there. It's a possibility.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to expose yourself to anyone.
Or anything.
I'm not sure how these mushrooms would take that.
Okay. So you continue forward. Theoden and who's Pete or Rowan, are you with
Lee's
them?
right behind me, and then the other two, I guess, are just gonna
Okay, so Theoden
point
and
us in the
Lee.
direction.
Go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
It's a big boy.
Oh, nat 20, baby.
That'd be a 25.
I don't have
Okay.
any modifiers, so it's just
As
nat
you move
Oh,
forward,
just kidding. 23.
okay. As you move forward, you into the forest. You are able to see occasionally one of those through the trees, floating, hovering, balloon-like gaseous spores. You're able to see it far enough away that Lee is able to take aim and try to shoot it out before it gets too close to you guys. Lee, give me an attack roll. Make 3 attack rolls.
Oh Lord.
I'm gonna use my dagger, throw it.
Okay.
No, never mind. I'm not gonna do that because I have at past 20 feet. I have disadvantage.
Okay, so your bow.
That's
The
15.
DM
Your
smiles.
120 foot
Yeah.
range bow. Go for it.
But I have
He
a
decides
higher
he
to
wants to-
hit with a dagger. But I have to be closer, so yeah, I'm just doing both. So first one's 15.
Oh, yeah, that's really
That's a 9,
okay. That hit.
and that rolled out. That one was a natural 20, but it rolled out. That was another 9.
Okay, that hits.
9 hits.
easy-
Oh,
They're
Clouds.
I mean, they're
of
floating. I was gonna say
floating
they're
balloons.
giant spore.
They're slow floating balloons that are probably as big as Pete. So
well, that's the lowest I can roll without getting a nat 1.
okay.
So that's good to know.
Yeah, you're able to hit them. So easy enough as you see them, out on your way through, you're able to fire and pop them well out of range. With that natural 20 as well, Reborn, you start to notice that the mushrooms in this area start to look not totally different, but some of them are definitely different shapes, different sizes. Some are round, a little more round. They still have the same appearance, but they look a little different. So I need all of you to make a stealth check and a dexterity check.
Oh crap!
Oh boy.
What if I'm not trying to be stealthy?
Still,
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say I rolled a nat 1 on the stealth check, and that was before I applied disadvantage.
okay.
I got a 14, so I'm not the one.
Yeah.
That'd be a
and you said-
17 for dexterity.
What was the other? Oh, the dex.
Yeah, I got a
Dexterity.
21 for stealth, 21 for stealth and a 23 for dexterity.
You said disadvantage for stealth?
He's in heavy armor. Complete mail.
Yeah.
They're both in play. They both have disadvantage on stuff.
I rolled a 17 and a 13. but
I
I get
rolled a
+1, so.
7 for my stealth, but that's still a nat 1.
Is this
Okay.
a is
Dexterity?
is the dex a saving throw?
No, just dexterity check. So
I also
But
rolled a natural
a-
1 for my stealth.
So that's 3 natural ones.
But a 10
You got your
for my
red?
dexterity.
You got the
Wow.
red group?
Wait, hold on. Is Thurden actually gonna stealth when most of the party doesn't?
Yeah. It's
But
it's
for
the
dexterity-
shirt.
It seems
Steve.
that
It's
way.
the plaid. It's the colors.
I got a 14
Yeah.
for my stealth after disadvantage, and
Okay.
then I've got. I did though for my dex. I only got a
So
5
you
plus
are-
1.
I got a 20 for my dex, non-natural.
you are traipsing through the forest. Okay. The fungus gets a little denser. The fauna around, or the flora around the bases of them also gets a little denser. There's a lot more weird shaped, but similar looking.
This forest is getting as dense as Thurden.
Yes.
Hey,
But similar looking, as you're going. Who rolled a natural one?
For
I
stealth
did
Or for what?
for stealth.
Just at all.
Yeah.
Just
Good.
who
Yeah.
rolled a natural one?
It would be better to ask who didn't roll one.
The red shirts.
Right. Okay.
The red coats.
hey.
So Rowan and Jace and Pete, as you're going, you kind of are just again kind of looking around, and this kind of makes sense. Like Pete and Rowan, you're walking and you begin to have this strong sense of memory, like you're getting closer.
Hey, could you guys
and
keep it down back there?
You almost have this like vision impairing memories of like, oh, I remember that that one, or oh, over here, or oh, over here, and you guys, Pete, was yours on dexterity or was it on the?
My dexterity was not
Okay.
a natural one. It was my stealth.
Rowan, was yours the dexterity or the stealth?
It was a stealth.
I think everybody's
And
just the stealth.
Ezra was on the stealth. Okay, just checking. So you guys
It was?
are walking through, and you, Theoden and Lee kind of veer to the left of this particularly large fungus, and the three of you, with Jace coming up behind you guys, kind of veer to the right of it, and we're talking like a redwood-sized tree around, right? So it's fairly large around. You guys go to the left, you guys go to the right, and you kind of traipse into this just little thicket of these, smaller fungi. And let's see.
I'm imagining another big reason why we're failing this is because Ro and I keep having memories. And we're just like, do you remember
Yeah.
that this thing happened here? Did we kill a man here once? Did it? No, not us. Did it kill a man here once? Is that what this mushroom is?
Oh, no. I really kind of feel left out at this point.
Okay.
Well, you're
But
just-
you're probably
Oh,
still
wow.
talking to us, like since your stealth is failed too. Like, oh wow, oh.
Right,
mushroom-
yeah, you
Third
say.
actually
If this
just
mushroom was
stealth
a
away.
man,
really?
Like, y'all have lost us. Y'all are like, where'd they go? They're so stealthy.
For
I don't
once,
even care
Thurin's
about
like
where y'all
hitting
are.
everybody else.
Theoden's, yeah, exactly.
He's so proud of himself with his pink hat just hiding
Yeah.
amongst the floor.
Your hat looks like one of the mushrooms.
That's the thing. That's
Does
exactly what I'm
yours?
thinking. That's
Okay.
how I blend in.
Yeah.
I just look like a mushroom stalk glowy.
Rowan, roll a d6. Actually, Rowan, Pete, and Jace all roll a d6.
No.
6 you live.
Five.
5 and below you die.
5.
I rolled a 5 too.
Oh no.
Okay.
4.
Okay.
Rowan
Jace.
instantly dies.
Rowan and Pete, as you kind of march into this formation of fungi, you sense, or all of a sudden, this stalk protrudes from one of them and lashes out at Rowan, and immediately Jace and Pete are also, you get the sense that there's either kind of like stalks, like plant stalks almost, that kind of reach out to touch you. Rowan. You are going to take. Well, you're going to maybe take.
What did I say? You can't trust anything in the Underdark.
Rowan,
Everything
does
wants to
18
kill you.
hit you.
Well, what?
18, does that hit you?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
My 20 dex that I rolled doesn't allow a little bit of. A lot of dice rolling we got going on over there.
Does a 17 hit you?
Yes.
Okay. I will let you roll dexterity saving throw to avoid one of the 2 attacks that hit you.
Which dice? Which dice? Which dice? Tiny one. Tiny one. Aha! 21.
Okay. You avoid one of the attacks. This after the first one hits you, there's actually 4 stalks that reach out and they're like try to hit you from this fungus. And you take
Ow.
6 points of necrotic damage. The fungus that attacked you is now also squirming and moving.
What does it
Pete.
sound like?
Just sounds like a rustling of leaves.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see what you would do.
Yeah.
Why would you poke at the DM right now?
Pete. Pete, does a 14 hit you?
No.
What?
I know.
The shield bros.
Do you still have your little fire thing?
Okay.
Like it's just around.
It's just actively around me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then
Mm-hmm.
I believe your AC is 18, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, as you all walk in, Rowan is walking in front of you guys, and of course the fronds all try to reach out, and these stalks try to touch him. One of them hits him. He's able to avoid one, and the rest you all miss. However, you all are now in initiative.
Excellent. Just the
No,
three
my
of us,
tiny dice.
or all of us?
Currently, the three of you.
Rolled a
Sandon
whopping
and-
6.
And Lee
you
are
know.
walking around this large tree.
22.
19 for me.
Rowan, you have the first attack.
Is it like
You
right
see-
in front of
you see
us? How
three of
close?
them. Yeah, there's one right in front of you. There's one about 10 feet to the left, and then one right next to Jace in the back.
So, can I, if I have something that does a 10 feet radius, will it affect all three of these things?
You could probably get two of them.
Okay, I will do my best to. Let me double check this. To hit the one right in front of me, and then whichever one I can reach based on that.
Okay. Roll for an attack.
But it's a spell, so I'm gonna cast a third level. We'll check this though. Yeah, I'm gonna cast third level Shatter.
Okay. What does that do?
I'm just gonna. A sudden loud ringing noise, painfully intense, erupts from a point of your choice within range. Each creature in a 10-foot radius sphere centered on that point must make a Constitution saving throw. A creature takes 3d8 thunder damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. A creature made of inorganic material, which that doesn't matter because it's organic since it's a mushroom.
Sure.
At higher levels, it's an additional 1d8. So.
So,
So it would be 4d8.
do you
If they
only
fail their
place
con save.
yourself in this?
No,
Because
I'm
you
centering on a
probably
point.
You would probably get Pete in there too.
I can't center it on a point where it hit two of them.
Well, one's right in front of you, and you're in front.
Yep.
So it's you,
Yep.
and then one. And then one is behind you to the left of Pete. And then
What about the other one?
And then one is 10 feet away, close to Jace, like on Jace's side.
So I can't get two without it also affecting me and Pete.
Yes. You're kind of surrounded. You like walked into the midst of them.
Okay.
So I can't hear you as well
Yeah,
as
you're
obviously.
really quiet.
Sorry.
Mhm.
How about now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah, that's better.
I leaned
The
back
music
a little
had-
bit too. Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
That's good. Then I will just attack the one that's in front of me. So I'm going to bonus action hex it like I normally do.
Okay.
Pull out the sword. So it is hex.
hexed.
I get to use that once. And then I will swing with my sword.
Swing away. Hit.
That was 18 plus 7. 1d6. With the hex is an additional.
It's not hard to hit.
Okay.
What's your plus modifier?
Plus 7.
Yeah, you hit.
1d6. 2d6s.
Don't even roll. You just hit. It's below a 7 to hit.
You're just like, roll for damage.
2d6. 9 plus 4 is 13, plus a d8 for my blade flourish. Defensive flourish. 5. And 9 plus 4, 13 plus 5, 18.
Okay.
My armor class is raised.
Okay, so the two of you, in the midst of this surprise attack, see Rowan with his swords out, and he does this amazing blade flourish, and he kind of does this like up and down and around and loops and around, goes shoo, and just cuts it off at the stock, and it just goes and falls off the stock.
Things probably have like
Stops
3 hit
moving.
points in Rowan, like overkill that like nobody's business.
For my second attack,
Okay,
I'd
we
like
have
to
movement as well.
I'd like to move and swing on another one,
Okay, easy enough.
and I hit. I think hex. I can move it whenever someone dies,
Yes. So you
but
move
I
to the
don't know
next
if that's a bonus action. If target versus 0, put a spell, you can use a bonus action on a subsequent turn to. Okay, so I can't move it, so I'll just do my regular attack. 4 plus 4 is 8.
damage.
That's all I'm doing. Yeah, 8 damage.
Okay, so this next one, you come up to it and you slice off a good chunk of it. But one of the stalks that are there, there's a few stalks that are still trying to move around and like touch you guys. Or touch. Are you doing the one that's next to Pete or the one next to Jace?
Pete.
Okay.
Yes.
So, let's see. Pete, you're up next. Unless, Rowan, you have anything else you want to do.
That's all I got.
Okay.
This probably seems like kind of a flash to me in the time that happens. I see these things whip out at Rowan, and I go, Mother Nature! And I blast a burning hands at the one closest to me.
Perfect.
So that's 3d6, and it needs to make a dexterity saving throw of 14.
It fails.
It fails. 10 damage.
Okay.
If there's any other ones in this 15-foot
So
cone, in this
you
direction.
see this erupt from Pete's hands, and it's just you see this like stump. There's no stalks. There's just kind of like burnt, cooked stump of a fungus-looking thing there, and there's like one or two normal-looking ones behind it that are also just singed. Not really catching fire, but kind of, have those little flickering flames on it, like, kind of thing. They're kind of curling up, from the heat and the flame. Anything else, Pete?
Unless I don't know if I don't remember if I need to use a wild shape to activate my fire spirit in combat. Okay, well that would be an action, and I can no longer do that. So
Okay.
I'm good.
I would say you could do it as a bonus action, since he's
Okay.
out.
All right, I'm not thinking about it. I'm good. That's all
Okay.
I'll do for now.
All right, Jace. The fungus moves faster than you,
He looks frozen right now.
and it tries to make
Oh, he's back.
Can you see me?
one attack.
Oh
at
yeah,
you.
you're a little.
Yeah, it's telling my internet's unstable.
Jace,
Been
I'm
there
pretty
all.
sure a 21 hits you.
It does, yeah.
and you take 2 points of necrotic damage. And it's your turn.
Okay. And I take it it struck
Yeah,
me,
it
or
hits
is it
you with
wrapping
one
me?
front. No, it's not wrapping you up or anything. It's like
Okay.
it's like if a tree, like a small tree, whipped one of its branches at you and hit you, but then you took
Okay.
this rotting touch, necrotic damage from it.
Okay. And when it's drawing away, I reach and grab a hold of it and cast inflict wounds on it.
Okay. What's the damage? Roll some.
26. That's probably gonna hit.
Yeah. Roll some damage.
All right. Hold on up here. Oh, there we go. 25 points of damage.
Okay.
Oh,
So you
my
reach out and
goodness.
snatch this fungal frond out of the air, and the power, this purplish gold energy, seeps from you and just pumps into this plant, and you just see it wither and crack, and it just kind of like crumbles to dust. So, and you're out of combat.
Meanwhile, me and Lee have no
Theoden
idea
and-
this
and
went on.
Lee.
No idea.
We're
come
just
around,
creeping around by ourselves.
You
On the other side of the cave, it's
Theoden
just
and Lee, you hear this from the flames, and then you hear this like shing, 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 shing. And as you come around the tree, the guys are standing there in a circle, like all facing different directions, like they've just been attacked, and you don't see anything.
If you guys make any more noise, something might try to kill you here.
I
Something
believe
for that.
everything
Yeah.
here is trying to kill us. Can't even trust trees. What is this place?
Yeah, we just fought these monstrosities
What?
with
It looks
high.
like you're gardening.
They had high armor. It was a war.
They were rough.
Theoden,
Yes.
roll a perception check.
You're trimming the trees?
There was.
Oh yes. You see this dust? This
we'll
was
tell
once
the
a tree.
tales of
That is
Evil.
2.
these great, strong, evil
You,
trees.
you see the
Came to
dust
life and
indicated, but
attacked
you don't
us.
see anything else.
Luckily,
See
we're
what?
great.
What'd you say?
We're
You see
great
the dust that
warriors.
he indicated, but you don't see anything else.
Yes,
Yes.
sure. I think those spores, I whisper back to Lee, I think those spores had a little bit of effect on those two.
Well, I'm sure. I'm glad we're
I
great
don't believe
warriors.
you believe us. We just had an insane battle.
I
Don't know where you've been?
You did. Jace, did you
Look at
pick
this.
something
Look at
off
this. Not
them to heal them?
showing my arm like where I have the little scratch from my 2 points. Look!
And it's
It was much worse a moment ago
you-
before I healed
you do
myself.
you do see? Did you heal yourself?
I'd stay out of
do
the way when the
see-
bard is slinging his
You
sword.
do see this
time.
kind of like necrosis on his arm.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
like his was a little bit of flesh was eaten away there. So. It's about, it's about 2 inches across.
I've had worse damages come from me forge. Good night, these people.
All right, so you all
All right.
made it through.
You went
Wow,
silent
it's-
robotic there. I heard nothing of what you said.
Yeah.
Was that me?
Yeah, that was you.
Oh.
Pete and Rowan, roll a d20 again for me.
Oof.
16.
4.
Okay, so Rowan, you're still kind of like thinking about the battle, but Pete, you kind of get that visual kind of like image that overlays what you see, and you see that you're not too far now.
Well, despite everything that's happened here, I don't think we're too far from where we're going. So maybe let's just continue a little bit more sneakily, intentionally this time, just so more stuff like that doesn't happen.
Okay. Are you guys moving forward?
Like what?
Okay. As you go, Theoden and Lee, go ahead and roll perception checks again.
That would be 18.
I got a 13.
Okay. Easy enough. So as you continue walking forward, you walk forward for about another half an hour. You do see a few more of those gaseous spores, and almost to the point where you're seeing more of them, and you eventually come out of the fungal forest. It's a lot closer to the cavern wall here at the side, but you do see what looks like a cave entrance. Part of it's collapsed in. There's some fungus kind of growing in and around it. You're able to clear out some of the gaseous spores that are kind of hanging out in the entranceway. And you move in and you look into this cavern entrance. And there's this not large cave, but kind of this kind of cavern entrance. It's probably about 20 feet across, and it goes back what looks like about 100 feet, and then kind of opens into a little larger chamber. And you do see at this point, because there's enough smaller of the standard mushrooms in there that are giving off a glow, you can see in there. You do see what looks like a few more of the gaseous spores. Again, Lee and anyone else with a ranged attack is, over 20 feet, is easily able to dispatch them.
Yeah, I'll raise up my crossbow with him.
Yeah, easy enough. You guys are able to take out the ones in there. You wait a little bit for the disease cloud to dissipate, and you find yourself in this small chamber, about 25 feet across, with kind of a raised portion over on one side that looks like it has kind of like a certain area, and then you see some other rocks and stone that looks like maybe it was placed intentionally there. And with that, we're going to end tonight's episode.
All right.
So, welcome to the fungal forest in the Underdark.
I like this place, I'm not gonna lie.
I feel like
Rowan
everything is
does
trying to
not.
kill us.
Austin likes it. It's fun, but Rowan is terrified.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Igsley. Thank you, official Abel Garcia. Abel. Thank you for the raid from
Target Adventure.
Yes, Adventurer. And thank you, Auntie, for joining us. Thank you, Mrs. Reborn, of course. I know that we had the Allen effect in here. We had Baqueb, which is a coworker of mine. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you and all of you for joining us this evening on Hearth and Hammer. Love you guys. God bless, and good night.